Hey, it's Taylor. Ever had one of those days where nothing seems to go right? Well, I had one recently, and it ended with a dilemma that left me feeling guilty and unsure. It was a Friday evening, and I just finished a long, exhausting week at work. I was tired, hungry, and all I wanted was to kick back with some good food. So I picked up my phone and ordered takeout from my favorite restaurant, a juicy burger with all the fixings, fries, and a shake. Perfect comfort food. But as I sat there waiting for my order to be ready, something happened. I lost my appetite. Maybe it was the stress of the week catching up to me, or maybe I was just too tired to eat, but suddenly the thought of that heavy meal didn't seem appealing anymore. I stared at my phone, seeing the notification that my order was ready for pickup. I could hear the little voice in my head saying, "You don't really want it, just leave it." But then another voice chimed in, reminding me that someone at that restaurant had taken the time to prepare my food. Someone who likely relies on tips to make ends meet. I thought about the server who might have packed up my order, hoping for a small tip to add to their earnings. The restaurant staff who worked hard to make sure the food was just right. I realized that not picking up the food wasn't just about me. It affected others too. So, what was I going to do? Waste the food and the money I'd spent, or suck it up and pick up the order even though I wasn't hungry anymore? With a sigh, I decided to go get the food. I knew I'd feel guilty if I didn't, and honestly, I didn't want to be the person who makes someone else's day harder just because I couldn't make up my mind. When I got to the restaurant, I tipped the server a little extra, even though I wasn't going to eat much of the meal. Maybe it wasn't much, but it felt like the right thing to do. So here's my dilemma. Was I overthinking the situation, or was it important to consider the impact on others? What would you do if you were in my place? It's easy to make decisions based on our immediate feelings, but sometimes it's worth considering the bigger picture. The people who work in restaurants rely on their tips, and even small actions can have a big impact. Next time you find yourself in a similar situation, think about how your choice might affect others. It's not just about the food, it's about the people behind it. If you've ever been in a situation like this, or have your own dilemma that you'd like to share, feel free to send your story to dilemmasdecisions@gmail.com. Your experience could help others, and we might create a video around it to gather insights from the community. Remember, sometimes the smallest decisions can have the biggest impact.